entrepreneur or work for a small business, I've got a great interview for you today. A couple weeks ago, I was driving back from a speaking engagement, had a long drive, and I sent out a tweet and I said, hey, who wants to talk about marketing and business? And up popped Brian Myers. Brian is one of the owners here at Javerde Coffee here in Knoxville, and he's just served me one of his creations here, and I was so impressed with Brian's take on business, how he started his business, and his attitude toward customers that I wanted to capture it and share it with all my friends on Grow. So here's Brian. Okay, so we're with Brian Myers, and Brian, one of the things that you mentioned in the phone call that we had, you said once you started the business and got to know your customers, you almost like forgot you had a business. And I thought that was really profound. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, sure. Again, you establish a business plan and you put a little check mark on your customer service. But then when you're interacting with the customer the way we did, it makes you feel like I don't want to disappoint them. I want to show them what we're about and what we can do, and who we really are. And you start to find out that I can't hide behind the business. I have to. In fact, when they look at the business, they look at you and they see you. And so, being the marketing guy, I was probably one of the first ones to really dive into, hey, let's just be open with them and treat them like family. And it's what it becomes, to the point where you really forget about the business. It sounds crazy. You're going into the business to forget about the business. But it's what happens when you have a true, natural, organic interaction with the customer.
Yeah, that's great. And another thing that really impressed me is you were telling me about how you did a pilot project, really, for your coffee business, which seems kind of unusual, but very entrepreneurial. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, we had a good concept, or at least we thought we did. We were online, but the problem with online is that you're sort of kind of the jack of all trades, master of none, and we really want to have some sort of presence, especially here in Knoxville, which is where we roast the beans. And so we decided to go with the one thing we could afford at the time, which was to go to the mall. Coincidentally, we found out that the mall had the best foot traffic, and we had to work our butts off, because now we're sitting there in a kiosk in the middle of the mall between the belt people and the sea salt people, and we had to interact with our customers. And that's really where we really first cut our teeth in customer service, because we had to say, hey, look at us. We're not any of these guys, and we're coffee. Yes, we're local, and it is a good product. And we gave them free samples, and once they tasted, they found out. Up to that point, we sounded like Charlie Brown's teacher. And then once they take, because coffee's everywhere, right?
Yeah. Hey, when I walked in your store today, I recognized someone that I knew, and they said, hey, well, we just thought we had to check this place out because we saw the buzz on the Twitter stream. So social media seems to be working for you as a small business owner. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, no, that's in fact, I was just talking to that same gentleman about that earlier. He saw a tweet in regards to a customer that had left their wallet at home, and we just say, hey, why don't you just come on by, and it's on us. And it's interesting because when you're in business, you try to control every aspect of what you do, every little thing, and this and that. But it seems that the more organic and the more natural you are about it, in particular with social media, as opposed to TV, print, anything else, radio, that people really gravitate towards you. And it wasn't really a publicity stunt, if you will. It was just, I knew who she was. She was a great customer. They come here all the time, and to me, it was like second nature. If you get to that point in your business where you put the customer first, then you don't even think about it. It's not even anymore about marketing or about what am I going to do to get more. You just simply interact with the customer in the most natural way, and eventually it will show, will ooze the fact that you care more about them than you even do about yourself.
No, I'm just curious. How did you find that tweet? Were you monitoring Twitter or something, or how did you just pick up on that customer?
Well, I do interact with Twitter as much as possible. My favorite medium has to be with my phone because it's always with me. And I'm always checking, but I also have a little bit of a backup. If you're a business owner, especially if you also have a job and you're burning the candle on both ends, you need a little bit of help. And I use some, it's called TwitHawk, and it's a very good service. The guy's Australian, really nice guy. And basically what it does is anytime you put a keyword, it searches for it and brings it to you. And like a little hawk, right? But what I like about it, at first when I started using it, I started having these generic responses, but I didn't like it, didn't feel natural. So now all I do is just, it lets me keep a buzz when I'm away from the computer or away from my phone. Lets me check in every once in a while, because you can't possibly read all, if you have more than 100 followers, what, you got like what, 15,000, some ridiculous number? You can't check your whole timeline and read every single thing said. And sometimes people, when they say it, they won't say at, they'll just put Javerde, they'll just put coffee or coffee shop. So what it has helped me do is keep a pulse on coffee, if you will, in Knoxville, which is what I'm concerned with. If you go to our Twitter account, 90% of our of everybody there is all local. When we're ready to do a national campaign, then we'll probably focus more on that. But we figured we got to be masters somewhere, you know, first, and we want to be Knoxville's coffee. So wherever you're at in the world, people can travel through. I mean, we send coffee to people in Japan, to people in Afghanistan. We want them to go, oh, there's that coffee shop in Knoxville. You know, we want Knoxville to be the star, and we want our customers here who've helped us get this far be the stars.
That's fantastic. And so how do people find you on the web and on Twitter?
Yeah, we well, on our two favorite mediums, and they seem to be the most popular and most favorable for businesses, is Facebook and Twitter. And on Facebook, just type Javerde, Javerde, and on Twitter, it's Javerde_coffee. And from there, you can find our website, and you can do all sorts of fun stuff.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Brian.
Thanks, Mark.